Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Ashley Molloy, and my topic today is student-teacher training. It's time for change. With the rapid change in the landscape of education, it was time to revisit the way I deliver courses and presentations. I decided to use the analogy of taking my students on a cruise. And in this cruise, we're going to have some exciting places to visit along the way, as a cruise ship would. We're going to get to know each other on this cruise, thus building a sense of community among the group. And we're going to have an opportunity for them to strut their stuff, meaning exposing their talents, their skills, in an openly free community where there is no judgment. I myself am an accomplished musician, and I use music throughout my course. So let's set sail. There we are in my captain's outfit. I use drama a lot. My philosophy in the course is the 3 R's. That's the philosophy. The 3 R's philosophy, meaning relationship, relationship, relationship. It's imperative that we remember, as educators, students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So developing that personal relationship enhances learning, opens up the door to sharing ideas freely, and it really does engage the students in wanting to, as I said, strut their stuff. Inclusion is priority number 1 in the class. Therefore, as a person leading a group of future students, you need to obviously role model, just like you're role modeling for them what you expect them to role model in their classroom as future teachers. Because remember, the words are okay and they're important, but if they're not supported by the actions, it takes away your credibility. So, inclusive classrooms this way. So, everything I did has to pass the screen or the benchmark of what I consider to be inclusive. That obviously involves accessibility, of course, to be able to access the resources to help develop inclusivity in your classrooms. One of the ways that I did promote this relationship is I found out when everybody's birthday was during the course. We'd call them up, and I would do 3 things. Number 1, because I'm a musician, I would sing happy birthday in front of the classroom, and then the classroom would keep the tempo. At the end of it, they would get a wonderful, personally designed birthday card from my artistically talented T.A. Zaretta. Very unique, beautiful landscape birthday card. And then they would get a chocolate bar. And everybody had that turn. So, to show how effective that was, obviously within the 4 months of the course, not everybody's birthday fell within that time, so in order to be inclusive, on the last day, we went through every single person's birthday, and they were treated the same way, because you've got, again, role model. Why should somebody be left out? Because they are outside the parameters of the course. Acknowledging culture. We have people, as the students will, from every part of the world in their classroom. The demographics will be clearly diverse. So it is also important that I, for example, with a comfort level in several languages, would say good morning to them. For example, we had Veronica, and she's Polish, so I said to her, "Dzień dobry, jak się masz?" And she was taken aback. So little things like that, any way that you could become personal with the students in that way, to just show them that you know who they are, that you care about who they are. Another example of cultural appropriation, I tell them, make sure that you know where the student's ethnicity is situated. And so you provide opportunities in the classroom to recognize the diversity. Maybe a map of where they come from. Maybe a chance for them to stand up and tell you a little bit about what they know, do a little research, and just say a few things about where they come from, maybe tell you, give them an outline of maybe some food or what they like, so they get a chance to express themselves. So again, in the classroom, they're realizing the difference is part of the normality of the world we live in. And also again, for the student teachers who are going to be future teachers to understand and to be able to respect the various cultures and to acknowledge the various cultures. And Meet the Teacher Night, I expressed the fact that this is the first time you're going to meet the parents of that child in person. We have to remember that we as teachers have a privileged position. We have the power of the podium, as we call it. Students look up to you, they admire you, they affirm you, they respect you, they see you as a role model. And that's a really, really important and responsible privilege that we have. So every time we do something, we need to think about the impact of our credibility and our integrity. So when we look at Meet the Teacher Night, I said that before that happens, early in the year, you call the parents within the first week or even before is what I said. Before school happens, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Mrs. Brown, and I'm looking forward to getting to know and work with your son, your daughter, this coming year in grade 5. That's important for parents to hear. You're making that first relationship, okay? You're expressing something, you're easing concern. Then when you come to the parent night, you kind of already know them in September, October, when you're introducing the program. It gives you credibility, it gives them familiarity with, at least they've known you, they've talked to you, and you have a little conversation. And that is worth its weight in gold, let me tell you that. So, sunshine phone call is what I talk about. Make sure that you have an opportunity to reach out to your students from time to time with what they call a sunshine phone call. Hello, Mrs. Brown. My name is Mr. Smith, and of course I'm your teacher, your son's teacher. And I just want to let you know that he did such a wonderful job today. He stayed afterwards and tidied up after our art class, and there was a lot of scraps of paper on the floor, and he took the time to do that. I really appreciate that. So you find some way to acknowledge that student. Well, the parents, first of all, when a call comes from the school, the natural reaction is, uh-oh. Well, get rid of that. Dispel that myth that when you call, it is about something negative. That's important that you ingrain in your practice. Unleash your creativity. Besides birthdays, of course, was an opportunity to find out what are the skills. So I had this assignment called Neuronology. And Neuronology is where they get to unleash their creativity through a skit or through some sort of an art piece or a musical song. And at the end of the term, they perform this, and that would be their takeaway message from the course. That informs me as to what significant points they remember or they value. I get a feeling from them about how they felt in this course and some future ideas of where they'd like to be. So it was very informative to me. It was also very entertaining with the performance by one group of ABBA, Dancing Queen, which happens to be one of my favorites. So they did a great job, of course, putting in words that reflected their message for the course. Learning should be fun. It should be fun. They should come into your classroom feeling a sense of comfort, a sense of belonging, okay? A sense of that the person that is their teacher is understanding. Things happen. They had trouble with a math question at night. So they should not be in peril about the fact that something is not working according to practices or something. So they should be given the opportunity. Understand them. They have different kinds of things happening in their lives, and we don't know, in some cases, what burdens they carry, but we need to be sensitive. We need to be able to think about putting ourselves in the student's shoes. In conclusion, I just want to tell you that this past semester, I had a remarkable ride. I mean, I was immersed with students who are going to be future teachers, and my goodness, does that ever make me feel good that they were going into the field? They were going to shape the next generation. There was a sense of laughter, good humor, getting to know each other, sharing some food. I had treats for them when they came in the very first day, and the very last day, treats. So that we had some sort of a showing that I went a little bit of extra. I did something that was not necessarily in the curriculum, but it all had to do with this 3 R's when I talked about my philosophy. So my word is to say I thank the students for the privilege of working with them this past semester. I see nothing but absolute wonderful future for our education system. I thank them for their presence of who they are. It really enriched me personally and professionally. So remember, teaching is a privilege. And finally, my quote once more: students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Happy teaching.